Good evening, everybody. It's the final game of this week 2 in Simulation Football Minor Leagues Season 5 as the Annapolis Navigators host the Albuquerque Adams. Good evening, everybody. My name is Justin Rasad, and I'm along in the booth with me is Josh Zirkle. Josh, this week's game is a must-win for Albuquerque because last week they lost to the high-flying San Jose Flight, while a good team in Annapolis narrowly defeated the Madison Lynx last week.
Yeah, it's great to be back with you, Justin. And what a game we have in front of us tonight. Albuquerque loaded with talent on the defensive side of the ball. 3 two-way players in the secondary. They're splitting time with not only their minor league team, but also playing in the SFL major leagues, including safety Dante Grimm, and his Louisiana team is still in the hunt for an SFL major league title.
Yes.
But this unit got burned last week for 6 touchdowns, and they're looking to atone for that effort, Justin.
Yeah, that atone for that effort as we see on the field, the Navigators will receive the ball first, and that means we'll see Gene Struthers and his offense. But first, we have Mika Marino kicking the ball off for Albuquerque, and deep to receive for Annapolis, Kai Ivory III, as we are underway in Maryland's capital. As Avery III receives at the 20-yard line, and he gets caught at the 32-yard line, and that's where this offense for the Annapolis Navigators will start. Gene Struthers is the quarterback. Randy Squirbush is your halfback. Kai Ivory III, Rigo Dorino, and Orange Derby are your wide receivers, and the tight end is Lycan Martin. 1st and 10. Under center is Gene Struthers. Gene Lerner looking. Incomplete pass there. As the number 54 for Albuquerque blocks it, and the defense looks like this. Neil Rivers is the tackle. Jason Pierce, the linebacker. Your corners are Liam Ryan and Don Fletcher, and your safeties are Cody Holland, Jack Snooks, and Dante Grimm. 2nd down and 10 from the 32. Gene Struthers on their center. Gets the ball. Throws it complete for a 2-yard gain there. And that is Orange Darby, the two-way player from Mexico City, making the catch.
Yeah, this is a very exciting offense. Struthers threw the ball quite a bit last week. 29 attempts, 25 completions. So he was getting the ball there. Did have the interception. But Struthers is going to see a lot of action. You're going to see him throw the ball quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, Annapolis goes into a 3-wide receiver set. Well, it's caught there by Avery III, and he is well short of the first down, 4th and 6, and they'll have to bring out and they'll have to bring out their punter here for Annapolis.
A nice job by Albuquerque getting pressure on Struthers right away. The defensive line will always get excited anytime a quarterback drops back to pass. It's an opportunity for a sack or to put pressure on him and let your defense do something. And a lot of talent in that defensive secondary. And Albuquerque's going to expect them to make plays tonight. As
Pete Ellis punts it away to Ed Williams. Williams will take it to Albuquerque's 31-yard line. And here's the Albuquerque offense. Your quarterback is Terrell Blanton. Your halfback, Baldo Scott. Fullback, Chuck Steller. Your wide receivers are Honest Donaby, Eddie Williams, and TT Crystal. Your tight end is Levy Lease, and guiding the way for the running game for Baldo Scott is tackle Phoebe Collins. 1st and 10 from the 31. Then throws it complete to Scott. Scott gets a 2-yard gain of that. And here's the defense for the Annapolis Navigators. Starts off with the tackle defensive end, Rocco Rossi. Teddy Riley's your defensive tackle. Your linebackers, Marco Million and Rachel Minner. Your quarterbacks, Tyson Thorne and Dominic Matz. Safeties, Icy Clark, Gerald Degon, Dale McLean, and Nathan West.
11 stars on that Annapolis defense.
Yes, 2nd down, and it is tipped away. Harmlessly to the turf. Harmlessly to the turf there. Looking for TT Crystal.
Yeah, I think that was Tyson Thorne that knocked that down, Justin. And Annapolis, with 11 stars on the defensive side, this is not something you see very often in the minor league. You might see 6 or 7 or sometimes 8 players stand out, but there are going to be times where Annapolis has star players all over the field.
Planting in the shotgun. Spatos got next to him. He gets the ball. Looks for a receiver. No, incomplete. It fell harmlessly to Turk, looking for Adobe there in a play.
Adobe, who played with Atlanta a little bit over the course of SFL season 18, and you are competing with Siege Falco, Boo Chisholm, some really established stars. And I thought Adobe, when he got his opportunities, was able to make a few plays, was not able to do so there.
Yeah, not able to do so as Bennington comes into punt. Kyle Avery III back for the return for Annapolis. Punt is high and away. Avery III receives at the 30-yard line, and he will be stopped at the 33. 1st and 10 for Annapolis. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game all into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website, www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. As Struthers comes out, short toss there to Squarebush, and Squarebush gets 10 yards or more, all the way down to the Annapolis 49-yard line.
And Squarebush had a lot of volume last week against Madison, Justin. 29 touches, 21 of those on the ground and 8 through the air. And he did a nice job catching the ball out of the backfield, 60 yards, so averaging 7.5 a pop. And you can bet Annapolis, looking to keep the good times rolling, is going to get Squarebush the ball a bunch by air and by land.
Yeah, air and by land, of course. And as Struthers comes out, finds the Orang Darby in the 1st down and more.
A nice adjustment to the ball by Darby there. Struthers trying to make a tough throw, saw the defender in the vicinity, might have panicked a little bit. When you have a veteran like Darby, who played with the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson in Mexico City this past SFL season, made a great adjustment to the ball and got a 1st down.
Yeah, 1st down, 3 wide receivers top of screen, run to your bottom. Screen Struthers flips to the left side, and he completes it to out of bounds. No, they call it out of bounds. He was looking for Rigo on the play there.
Yeah, Reggio De Niro, 4 catches last week. You had a chance to get in there. And the timing is not always going to be there at this early point in the season. A lot of these guys have not played together before. There's a familiarity curve, and there's an adjustment curve. Even if you know the plays and you know the steps, sometimes the timing just isn't there the first couple weeks of the season.
Yeah, as Struthers gets the ball, he short passes out. Finds his halfback down the play. Hilton. 3rd and 5 coming up for Annapolis.
Yeah, Sheldon Hilton, not somebody that Annapolis was expecting to get the ball to, but did a nice job there. Got his team into a 3rd and medium. And Annapolis needs a big play here to stay on the field.
As Struthers gets the ball, looks to throw short. Finding Orang Darby again, but he's short of the 1st down.
And that's one of those situations where you're expecting Darby to make a play, make a defender miss, and make it past the line of game. The play execution is one thing. You're drawing up the play 2 yards short of the sticks, but ultimately you're expecting your star to make a play. It just didn't happen that time.
Yeah, and Annapolis is trying to go for it on 4th down, trying to get the Albuquerque defense to bite on a encroachment penalty. 10 seconds left on the clock. 8, 7 seconds, 6 seconds. They're running out of time here. And timeout is called by Annapolis.
And I would have loved to see Struthers run a play there. In the minor leagues, you don't have the kicking power that you see in the bigs, and the field goal range is not, right here on the 31-yard line. This is a 48-yard field goal. That's makeable for a lot of kickers in the big leagues. That's not the case here in the minors. And especially if you're going to go back and forth with the punts, you'd like to see your quarterback take a chance. And even if it doesn't come out, you're still leaving Albuquerque with a long field. I think this is a bit of a missed opportunity here for Annapolis.
Yeah, as they go into punt formation. As Ed Williams is deep back for the return. Short kick here, looking for a coffin kick. And they do get it kicked out of bounds at the 17-yard line. Perfect punt there by Ellis.
Yeah, so what did you gain on that? Maybe a net of 15 yards? 14 yards? Not a very worthwhile decision. But sometimes you see that in the minor leagues. You don't want to get too crafty. You want to put your offense and your defense out there so the big league teams can evaluate them. You don't see a lot of creativity even sometimes in the play call.
And the first handoff gain is to Barlow Scott. She gains about 5 yards, and they go to a hurry-up offense here for Albuquerque.
Yeah, just when I'm railing on the Miners for no creativity, Albuquerque goes hurry up.
And Baloo gets the handoff again. Stopped right at about the line of scrimmage, a gain of 2.
And this can happen sometimes in a hurry-up, Justin. You run yourself into a third down situation you may not have the personnel for.
As Blanton goes into a passing play here. And it's dropped harmlessly to the turf by Arnes Dodaby on that play.
And that's the second time in this quarter that Blanton's gone to Adobe, and Adobe's not been able to come up with the ball. That one looked like it hit him right in the chest. An unfortunate situation there. And that's going to bring on the punt team for Albuquerque.
Yeah, Bennington to punt it. Avery the third, deep to return. Kicks away. Avery catches it, goes to the 40, about the 41-yard line before he's tackled. First down and 10 for the Navigators. Esports TV has partnered with the SFL to bring sim football to millions of homes over the next 2 years. ESTV is the world's first 24/7 live, linear, and video on-demand sports e-channel available everywhere through your smart TV, your phone, through Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and more. Visit estv.co to learn more about its programming and find all the ways you can catch the SFL action on the network. As
big tackle for loss there.
Yeah, as Randy Squarebush loses a couple of yards there.
And I don't really understand that play call. Sorry, Justin, where you got the bunch formation and you're going to run Squarebush to that side of the field when you have all those defensive backs waiting. And they're obviously capable enough to diagnose the play and stop Squarebush in his tracks. Interesting play call there.
Yes, 2 wide receiver, 2 backfield set here. Chargers throws to Bush. Reagan Squarebush. Squarebush gets a few yards before he's tackled.
And that's actually James Rambo, the fullback. And Rambo drawing first blood on the score sheet here with his first catch of the day.
Yes, Annapolis using their halfbacks really well here. As it's 3rd and a long 7 here for Annapolis. Chargers looking to throw. 5-step drop, throws, and completes it. No, intercepted! Ooh. Intercepted.
It's Dante Grimm.
Yeah, that is Dante Grimm, the 2-way player from Louisiana, showing why he helped guys like Mike Ryan intercept balls.
The Federal Bureau of Interceptions alive and well here in Albuquerque. And Dante Grimm representing his parent team very strongly here in the minor league, coming up with a big interception here in the first quarter.
Yes, 1st and 10 Albuquerque here. In a scoreless ball game here, 5:04 left here in the first quarter. Blanton goes to the shotgun. Gets the ball here in the snap. Throws it short. It looks like Barlow Scott. Scott gets a good gain of 3 before she's tackled.
And Blue Scott and Trellis Blanton are just going to have to learn to get along. And Blanton is a player that last season was thrown to Douglas Brown, who was a very polished running back. He was probably pro-ready even before SFLm Season 4. And now breaking in a completely new player. And Blue Scott is not going to be able to make those big plays right away, despite her ability. She's got to work her way into this offense and get integrated, especially with Blanton.
As we have a 2-wide receiver set here, Scott gets the carry, and Scott gets a good 6 yards out of it. 3rd and 1 coming up here for Albuquerque.
Yeah, great push by the offensive line. Phoebe Collins, obviously a big part of that. And this is what you want to do. You want to grind this defense down a little bit and work some time on the clock. And Gene Struthers and Annapolis are throwing the ball so much, we're barely halfway out of the first quarter. And Albuquerque looking to work that clock a little bit.
Yeah, Albuquerque looking to work the clock here in a full house set here. Throws, caught. 1st down yardage for Albuquerque. And that is one of the backup wide receivers or fullbacks for Albuquerque.
Yeah, it's Rand Cullen, the backup tight end, coming up with a catch. And you will see some unsung heroes making big plays in this game, especially on a long drive here. Nice job by Cullen getting it done. Albuquerque in plus territory.
Yeah, another play for Polo Scott here on the toss, and Polo Scott gets no yardage there. Just a whole host of Annapolis Navigators defenders to stop her.
Dominic Matz, 6'1", 205, getting in and not stop. Matz had 3 tackles and a pass deflected last week. And just a promising young player. And this is a unit where he's really going to have to make a name for himself. And that's a good way to do that.
As Albuquerque goes to a shotgun without the running backs. Blanton throws, and it is tipped away and harmlessly to the turf. And that was McLean on the pat down there, intended for Odeby.
Deion McLean, another star on this very young Annapolis secondary, doing a nice job there. And it looks like Bland's really trying to force the ball. These last 2, you don't want to call them drops necessarily, but Honus Adobe not coming up with the ball the last couple of times might have Blanton spooked here a little bit, especially on 3rd and long.
Yeah, 3rd and long here. Blanton throwing, and that one is caught. And that is Odeby on the catch there. 1st down for Albuquerque.
Yeah, and there he is coming up with a catch. And this is something that we expect from Honus Adobe all the time. And Blanton put a great ball, great slant route. And I'm not sure what happened to Dale McLean. Looked like the sniper got him. But Adobe coming up with a huge catch. And we may have to bring this to chat, Justin. You're going with Honus Adobe, and I've got Adobe. I don't know if Honus is a avid Photoshop user or not, but maybe chat can help us sort that out.
Yeah. As the handoff is to Scott. Scott gets the 1st down to Moore. All the way down, a 10-yard gain for Baloo Scott there. 1st down, Albuquerque.
And I'll tell you something that the SFL scouts really look out for in terms of on-the-field performances, what players do in the red zone. You got the defense stacked up here, and Baloo Scott trucking a defender, getting extra yardage, getting down to the 10-yard line. And that's something that's going to show up on her highlight tape come draft time.
Yes, it's 1st and 10 Albuquerque here at the end. Annapolis 10. Handoff to Scott. Scott finds room. 1st down. Or gets a 5-yard gain out of that. 2nd and 5 coming up for Albuquerque.
And Chuck Steller, I don't know if you saw it, Justin, laid a great block that got Baloo Scott to the edge. And I really thought that she had a shot at getting to the pylon. It didn't quite work out, but it wasn't because she didn't have enough help getting out of the backfield. Chuck Steller coming up huge here in the red zone.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10 in a full house. 1 wide receiver at the top of your screen here. He throws, and it is incomplete, falling harmlessly to the turf there. Looks like either Million or big Rachel Menor there on the tip there.
There are 2 or 3 players that got a finger on that ball. Justin, I think Dale McLean probably had the best chance at it. That's a tough ball to come up with. You've got it. You're eyeing it into your hands, and then someone else tips it, and it changes direction. And you're just caught totally off balance.
I formation here. 3 wide receiver set. Blanton looks, throws, and it is tipped away again by Annapolis. Looking for Edwards on that play.
And Jerry D. Gond, who's returning to this Annapolis defense from last year, coming up with a huge play there. Blanton had great protection. Bodies flying all around him, but he still had a pocket to throw out of. There just wasn't anybody open.
Yeah, and that means a kick from about chip shot from Mickey Malilo here.
Malilo. Great drive for Albuquerque, though.
Yeah, very great shot for Albuquerque. Snap and hold is good. Kick is up by Malino. and it is good from 22 yards. It is 3-0 Albuquerque. 1 minute and 9 seconds left here, or 8 seconds left here in the first quarter.
And when you're on the road, like Albuquerque is here, it's really important to get on the board first, play with the lead, put a little pressure on the homeboys here in Annapolis. Let them know you've come to play. And that drive was a terrific advertisement for the grit with this Albuquerque Adams offense.
Yeah, the kickoff is away from Emiliano. Avery III receives it at the 10-yard line. He runs up and he gets tackled at the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up Struthers and company for this next Annapolis drive.
And let's see if Annapolis sticks with what they've been doing early on, Justin. Giving Struthers a lot of volume, a lot of bunch formations, and just letting him dink and dunk all over the field. Or will they maybe change it up a little bit and go back to their star, Randy Squarebush, who, by the way, still has to play this weekend. You don't want to wear him out too much, fellas.
Yeah, passing play on first down. Struthers looks through, and it is caught by Reggio there. First down, Annapolis.
Reggio De Niro looking like Mucho De Niro on this play. And this is just a really nice slant, little 10 and up. And fooled the defender there. Liam Ryan playing tough, thought he had a little more help than he actually did. You saw Jack Snook flying in there. And that is just a great route and a great throw by Struthers, putting it right on the money. And Annapolis was looking to answer this Albuquerque drive. They are on their way to doing so.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from midfield. I formation house here. Good handoff close to Squarebush, and Squarebush runs down 30. He's down to 20. Down to 10, and he is brought down there. A huge run by Randy Squarebush.
Yeah, get your popcorn ready. The Randy Squarebush show is on the air. And let's take another look at this run. Got a fantastic block up the middle, and you got linemen running downfield. And all you have to do is get him out in open space, and he does the rest. And he's outrunning, almost nearly outran Dante Grimm right there. Grimm making a touchdown-saving tackle that kept Squarebush out of the end zone. But he got his team to a 1st and goal. And now Struthers and company could do the rest.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line of Albuquerque. Toss play to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for room. And he gets stopped there by Dante Grimm. Only a 4 or 5 yard gain there. 2nd goal coming up for Annapolis.
And it's worth pointing out that Dante Grimm and Randy Squarebush are teammates. They're going to play together this weekend. And Grimm just spent the last 2 plays tackling his teammate.
And that concludes the first quarter. Adams up 3-0. You're watching the SFL Minor Leagues on YouTube. Come on back. Back in Annapolis, Justin Resign along with Josh Circle, Cameron Irvine producing. Gene Struthers quarterbacking. Handoff hit to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for room. Gets a few yards there. 3rd and goal coming up for the Annapolis Navigators.
And look who's in on the tackle once again, Justin. Dante Grimm and the secondary all piling up there to play some run defense. That's something you see a lot of in SFLm. You got a lot of hungry defensive backs. These are not shoulder tackling wimps. These are guys looking for spots on major league rosters, and they are bringing it tonight.
Yeah, they are bringing it. Struthers throws, looking for the short. Oh, almost interception, but it falls harmlessly to the turf. He was looking for Martin there, trying to hashtag throw it to the tight end, and he just got no tight end there for Gene Struthers.
Well, he got a little bit of tight end, but he got a little bit of free safety, a little strong safety, a little cornerback, and then off that guy's foot too. He hit about 5 different people with that ball. The way it came up in the air, it probably spent about 15 minutes in the air before it finally hit the ground. Kind of remarkable that nobody came up with that.
Yeah, nobody came up with that ball, and now we could have a 3-3 tire chip shot here for Caleb Richards.
Caleb 2 for 3 last week. Did not really get tested with his range, and unfortunately will not be tested here. This is about the length of an extra point, maybe even shorter.
Yeah, chip shot field goal coming up here. Hold is good. Snap is up. Kick is up.
Ooh.
And it is good from 19 yards. We're tied at 3 apiece. Have you checked out video content produced by our community lately? Catch SFL Crunch Time, SFL Nights with AJ Stryker, Say It With Your Chest, Netma, fights and insight, and so much more from our each team every week. Live show schedules can be accessed on our Discord server through the top of the channel. Listening, just look for the events tab. As Caleb just kicks it off to Edwards here. Edwards from his 10. Running, looking left, looking right, and there, and he gets it all the way down to the Albuquerque 36. That's where Charles Blanton and his offensive crew will start this drive.
Yeah, best starting field position so far for the Adams. And props to Ed Williams for trying the stutter step on special teams. It has, a questionable rate of success on the offensive side. Never mind when there are bodies flying around you from every direction. But I appreciate Ed Williams giving it the effort.
Yeah, he tried to do his Gabriel Manning impression there as Blanton throws it short side to Scott. Scott gets 5 yards, even more. A good gain of 6-7 yards there on that first down play. 2nd and 3 coming up for Albuquerque.
Yeah, nice catch and run by Blue Scott, doing something that scouts want to see the running backs doing, which is making the first defender miss. She shrugged off the defensive back coming in to make the tackle and turned what was probably a 3 or 4 yard gain into a 7-yard gain.
As it's 2nd and 3 come here. Blanton with the pass, short throw there. Stellar with the catch there. And he will get a first down for Albuquerque.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Chuck Stellar so far. He's made some blocks and now makes a nice catch and run here. And this is not a well-thrown ball. Take a look at this from Blanton. Throws it behind Chuck Stellar. You don't expect a fullback to be able to make that kind of adjustment to a thrown ball in the passing game, and then it's still able to take the contact and get his team the first down.
1st and 10 at midfield for Albuquerque here. Blanton in their center in the I formation. Two wide receivers, top one to the bottom. Handoff is to Scott. Scott runs to the line of scrimmage, but she will not get farther there than that. 2nd down and 10 for Albuquerque. They're big. And that's Million on there on the tackle.
Yeah, Marco Million, busy man last week, 9 tackles against Madison. Knocked down a pass. Had himself a sack. Probably brushed his teeth on the car drive home. Just a multi-talented guy.
Here's a first down, and it is tipped away by the defensive line there. I don't know who Blanton was looking for, but it was a lot of beef rally there on the deflection, letting it go harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, it might have been Teddy Riley. Got a shoulder pad or an arm or a helmet or pork chop on that thing. The result is the same, though. 3rd and long here for Albuquerque. You see the secondary playing press coverage here.
Yep. 3 wide receiver set, 2 the top, 1 to the bottom. Got right next to Blanton. Blanton looking, and he gets sacked on the play. D. Lear on the sack. 4th down, and they have to punt it.
Just my initial observation so far, I think Albuquerque, just looking at the major league talent they have on the roster, is probably the more talented team. But this Annapolis team on both sides of the ball is showing better cohesion. They're doing a nicer job of playing together and complementing each other. I wonder if that's something we're going to continue to see throughout the game.
As that punt is almost blocked. Avery the third on the return, and he gets it up to the Annapolis 19-yard line, 1st and 10 for Gene Struthers on his offense.
Annapolis really needs to answer with another long drive here. 8 minutes and change left. I'm not saying they could drain this entire 808, but with Squarebush and the short passing attack of Gene Struthers, it's going to be tempting to not try.
As Gene Struthers has a single back formation here. Goes back to pass, throws it to Squarebush. Squarebush gets 10 yards or more, and he gets the first down for Annapolis.
And Squarebush, just such a talented running back. There's a lot of things that he does really well, catching the ball out of the backfield. And when he's playing in Louisiana, he's splitting time with Colin Hart. And then as the season went on for the Revs and they started having more success and they hit a big win streak, you would expect Squarebush to get more carries. But what actually happened is that he wound up splitting time with Cameron Collier as well. So not only did he not necessarily get to showcase for his talents that you would expect, but he's coming into this minor league season really fresh.
As he gets another handoff, he gets 10 yards or more, and he's still running, and he's down at the 45-yard line of Annapolis. First down, Navigators.
And Annapolis is kind of feeling the water out and realizing that they have an opportunity to take over this game, especially with Squarebush. And you see there's 5 defenders from Albuquerque, 5 white jerseys trying to bring him down to the ground. And Squarebush, this is just another day at the office for him. Dragging defenders, making big plays.
As you see, 54.2, 77 yards on an interception for Gene Struthers on the day in this game so far, as he goes for another pass here. Short drop there to Orain Darby, and our Darby gets a 5-yard gain out of that, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, the cohesion I was talking about, they're not exactly evident. Darby almost looked surprised. I think Struthers was supposed to be looking down the field a little bit. We saw Darby cutting across. And Struthers, who has that tendency to just take what the defense gives you, which is something you love to see in a quarterback, got the ball to Darby, got 5 yards on first down.
Yeah, 2nd and 5 from the Albuquerque 49. Hand off to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for the 5 yards. He almost gets it. He gets he gets most of that, but he's short by 2 yards. 3rd and 2 coming up for Annapolis.
And that was Jax Nuke with that restaurant quality tackling for him. Just brought Squarebush right onto his back. And now this defense from Albuquerque has a chance to get off the field if they can stop Squarebush again.
Yes, 3rd and 2 here at the Albuquerque 46. Squarebush looks for the full and gets a first down and more.
And James Rambo, the fullback, back in there as well, Justin. Paving the way for Squarebush. Doing a nice job, and Annapolis keeps the drive alive.
1st and 10 from the Albuquerque 41. Shotgun set from Struthers. And looks like an encroachment penalty, but it's a free play for Albuquerque, or for Annapolis, excuse me. And that pass is complete to Orain Darby. That penalty may be declined here by Annapolis.
Yeah, it sure will. And a nice catch by Darby, who's starting to come alive here in this game. To say nothing of Gene Struthers and really this Annapolis offense as a whole. And Albuquerque caught a little off balance here with that penalty. Navigators just notched their 4th first down of this drive.
Yeah, 4 first downs in this drive so far, and now it is a 1st and 10. And look, as you see, Randy Squarebush, 7 carries, 10-yard average, 71 yards all total here. As we're in I formation, 2 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Handoff is to Squarebush, and Squarebush looking for him. He finds it and gets a nice 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 coming up for Annapolis.
Yeah, it was nice penetration up front by Jason Peace. The linebacker was playing inside, got into the A-gap, and he wasn't able to bring Squarebush down, but he slowed him down just enough for help to arrive. And that could have been a big play, and it wound up just going for 3 yards. And it seemed ridiculous to think that's a victory, but when you're playing against Squarebush, it kind of is.
2nd and 7 here from the Albuquerque 23. Struthers gets the snap, looks, throws, and it is caught. And that pass is complete to De Niro, and that's a first down for Albuquerque.
With De Niro, Kai Avery in there as well. Maybe we'll get another look at this. I'm not sure what Kai Avery was doing. I'm not sure if he was supposed to be picking that receiver or not. It looked like he was just along for the ride on that play. But a nice catch by De Niro. And the Navigators continue to march.
1st and 10 from the Albuquerque 15-yard line in the SFL red zone here. I formation, two wide receivers, 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Struthers the pass, throws, and it is intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. Don Fletcher, first interception in the SFLm. He is the contract player from Atlanta.
And Fletcher just doing a nice job playing center field here. Struthers, this ball is not there. I don't know why you're forcing it. There's 3 white jerseys around your receiver, and he's going back to Darby again, but it's just not there. And Fletcher is all over it. He's watching Struthers the whole way, and he just gives away the ball, and Fletcher's like, all right, I'll take it. But a really unfortunate drive there for Annapolis. 5 first downs on that drive, They made it 90, almost 90 yards. And that ends in a pick. Points off the board.
Yeah, points on the board as it's 1st and 10 Albuquerque from their own 20. Although Scott gets a few yard gain there.
And just one more point about that interception. The way this game is going, I mean, it's a 3-3 game. You know, you take the sack, you're still kicking the extra point. You're taking the lead. And Struthers just didn't do his team any favors there. I think he's made some great decisions so far in this game, but that unfortunately was not one of them.
2nd and 10 or 2nd and 7. Short drop pass here to Adobe, and Adobe loses yardage back to the 15, back to the Albuquerque 15-yard line.
Yeah, and that's another situation where the ball's just thrown behind him. And some of these guys, you know, especially with the running back, you could just reach behind and bring it into your body and turn upfield. But when you're running that kind of route and your inertia is already going behind you to begin with, that's difficult to turn upfield. Really tough loss there by Adobe.
3rd and 15 here at the Albuquerque 15. Blanton gets a snap, throws it short looking. He finds Edwards on the catch there, and that's not going to be a first down. That's going to be a punt for Albuquerque.
Well, Annapolis doing a nice job of getting pressure on Blanton. And the receivers are having to come back to the ball because Blanton's not able to step into his throw. And Dean Lear once again getting pressure on Trellis Blanton. This Albuquerque offensive line is going to have to step up.
As the punt is away, Avery the third at his own 45-yard line, takes it to his own 47-yard line. So that's where that'll be where the first down.
So Annapolis it sure is. And Annapolis' defense really bailed out Gene Struthers on the offense, but now they have a chance to march down a short field. This is the best starting field position for either team so far, and get 3 points or maybe even do a little bit better here. Only a couple of first downs, even for SFL minor league, would put you in field goal range, and you don't have a lot of time to use.
1st and 10 from their own 47. Struthers looking, throws, and it is caught.
Wow.
By Dwayne Darby all the way down at the Albuquerque 28. No, that's De Niro on the catch. First down Albuquerque, or Annapolis.
Mucho De Niro again, and that's a great throw by Struthers. Look at the tight spiral. He got clobbered as he threw that ball, and De Niro just sticks one hand out there and summons the ball into his possession. A tremendous catch by Reggio De Niro, but an even more tremendous throw by Gene Struthers.
1st down and 10 for Annapolis at the Albuquerque 28 in the I formation. Struthers short pass here, and it is knocked away harmlessly to the turf, looking for the tight end Martin, and that was Pierce on the deflection.
Yeah, Jason Peace, he'll knock down some balls too. He does a nice job of not only playing the run, but the pass as well. 7 tackles against San Jose last week, knocked down 2 balls in that game. And you can see when you have the wingspan of a pterodactyl, you can knock down a football or two.
As they're in a single back formation here, 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 at the top. Struthers looking to throw. He throws, and he is caught. And that is caught there by Avery, the third. And that'll be a 3rd down and 3 coming up for Annapolis.
And Struthers is just on right now. Tremendous mobility, getting out of the pocket and completing that throw.
And we're at the 2-minute warning here. You are watching the SFLm minor leagues on YouTube. Back in Annapolis, Maryland, Josh Circle, Justin Reside on the call. Cameron Arvine producing. 3rd and 3 for Annapolis on the Albuquerque 21. This Gene Struthers with a short pass to De Niro, and he gets a 1st down and more.
Reggio De Niro turning out to be a favorite target of Struthers so far. Struthers making a nice read, saw the nickel set, and had Square Bush open in the flat, but De Niro had enough of a cushion that he was able to get the ball, and credit to De Niro for getting upfield, getting past the sticks to get his team a 1st down.
There it is, 1st and 10 from the Albuquerque 11. They can get a 1st down by passing the 2-yard line. And offensive score, Bush hits the open hole, but he gets stopped there for a short gain of 4 there. And it was Dante Grimm on the tackle, teammate versus teammate again.
And it was Diamond Gray, the backup linebacker for Albuquerque, that just got his lunch handed to him by Squarebush. Squarebush collided with him and knocked Diamond Gray backward up over his head.
That's another handoff to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for the first down, but he gets caught short there. 3rd and 1, we're going to a hurry-up offense here.
Give it to Squarebush.
And a formation here, short throw, toss.
Wow.
Touchdown. Albuquerque, or Annapolis, excuse me. That is Orain Darby with the touchdown.
And this is just the wildest throw I've ever seen, Justin. Look at Struthers. He's waiting, he decides to run, and then pulls it up at the last second and just lobs it over the defense to Darby, who one-hands it, and then finally decides to step into the end zone. Man, that could have broken down in about 7 different ways, but Gene Struthers got it done. Touchdown for Annapolis.
Yeah, Annapolis touchdown here, and Caleb Richards to add the extra point on top of that. Snap is pretty good. Kick is up, and it is good. And it's 10-3, Annapolis over Albuquerque.
And that is just an absolutely money drive, Justin, by Annapolis. Gene Struthers threw the interception in the end zone earlier, knew he had to atone for it, took his team down the field, had the short field, only had to go 53 yards to reach pay dirt, and he did it. He left a little bit of time on the clock, but that's just nitpicking at this point. A great clutch 2-minute drive by Gene Struthers and the Annapolis offense.
Yeah, as the kickoff is to Edwards. Edwards from his own 10. Gets it down to his 26-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 or Albuquerque here. And the SFL convention is coming to the Las Vegas Strip July 10th through 12th at the HyperX Arena at the Luxor. Will host the season kickoff featuring all 28 teams in action. Live commentary throughout the day and every game on the big screens, and your chance to introduce to the world as a football star. Room rates are just $80 a night. $80 a night. Visit SFL.net convention for more information and to reserve your room. As that pass is tipped away by Million. 2nd and 10 for Albuquerque.
Marco Million getting it done again. And I wonder how much Albuquerque is going to press here to try and get points at the end of the half. They need to string a few passes together if they're going to have a shot at getting anything downfield. Marco Million demonstrating how difficult that's going to be for Trellis Blanton.
Yes, Blanton is under center here. Albuquerque 2nd and 10 from their 26. Pass is thrown, and it is tipped away and intercepted. And that is going all the way 5-10, touchdown, pick 6 for Jerry D. Gond.
Jerry D. Gond, another two-way player from Fort Worth. And this is just tremendous awareness. The ball's deflected. That's Tyson Thorne with the initial pop-up. And Gond scoops it up, and he's got a blocker there. Look at that, Rachel Menner paving the way for him. You've got a convoy. And this game that was just broken open a little bit ago by Gene Struthers marching his team down the field to get to the end zone, all of a sudden finds another touchdown on the gift basket, courtesy of Jerry D. Gond.
As another extra point try is coming from Caleb Richards. It is up, and it is good, and it is now 17-3. Annapolis over Albuquerque. The SFL has partnered with Rare Drop and Rare Drop Sports to advance live events and distribution. Live and in-person championship weekends, rookie drafts, and community events are in the work. Visit raredrops.co for more information on what the company does in the gaming community, and follow Rare Drop Sports on Twitch at twitch.tv/rdsports. As the kick is away to Edwards here. Edwards from the zone 15 and takes it down to the Albuquerque 30.
Now Albuquerque, you see, Gus Burns, the backup linebacker, holding his ribs. And that could be the entire Albuquerque team at this point. Give up a 2-minute touchdown. And then Trellis Blanton throws a pick six. At this point, you just want to get in the locker room.
Yeah, the handoff hits the butler. Scott gets hit hard as we go into a 2-minute offense. And 17 seconds left here in the half.
Dominic Matt's the name of that truck.
And Paulo Scott gets the first down and more. And Albuquerque again reshifts here to the full house, and they can take a timeout.
Now, run by Blue Scott puts them in Hail Mary range. If Blanton has the time and the arm to get the ball down the field, I think he will find an opportunity to get that done, despite how his coach seems to feel about him at this particular moment.
Yeah, it's 1st and 10 at our own 41-yard line. 3 seconds left. And Blanton goes to the shotgun. Looks like the shotgun Hail Mary formation here. Gets the snap here. Pump one, slipping for Maroon, and he is sacked at the end of the play there.
Rocco Rossi
there with the sack. And that'll conclude the first half. Annapolis is up 17-3 on the Adams here. What are your first half thoughts, Joss, on this game?
Well, I think there's a lot going on. Annapolis seems to have the upper hand at this point. But like I said, Albuquerque's a more talented team. At least when you look at the roster, they definitely have an opportunity to get back into this, and having the ball to start the second half will give them a great opportunity to get that going.
Yeah, as Caleb Richards' kick is away to Ed Williams here. Ed Williams gets to the 20, past the 25, and gets it down to the 27-yard line. That's where Trellis Blanton and his offense will start this second half drive.
And Trellis Blanton has to remind himself not to do too much. He's got talented receivers. He's been leaning a little bit too much on Honus Adobe. We'd like to see him take some of those targets and give him the TT Crystal, or even Levy Lease, who joined the team earlier this week.
As the handoff is to Scott. Scott gets a 3-yard pass, at least past the line of scrimmage there. And it's a 2nd and 9 coming up for Albuquerque.
And that is some female-on-female action. Rachel Menner blowing up Blue Scott. Just a tremendous shoulder tackle. And Menner knew she had that the whole way. Didn't even bother to wrap Scott up. And Scott down in a heap after just a 1-yard gain.
Albuquerque in a full house I formation. Short toss over to Scott. Scott gets another yard gain on the pass there. Pass there. 3rd and 9 coming up for Albuquerque.
And this Annapolis defense, Justin, starting to come alive here. Gary Hounds had the scent on that play. He comes up with a big tackle after, again, just another 1-yard gain from Blue Scott. And Trellis Blanton is going to have to take over this game if they're going to start getting some first downs.
Yeah, as Blanton changes the play and gets the snap here. Long throw here. Good throw. Finds TT Crystal, but he's short of the line to gain. Punt coming up here for Albuquerque.
Well, I like the play call. It didn't look like Blanton had an opportunity to let the pattern develop. Again, that Navigators front line with Rocco Rossi, Teddy Riley, and Dean Lear all getting in there and putting pressure on Blanton. I think that's really been the difference in this game so far.
As Bennington gets the snap here and kicks it away to Kai Avery III here on about his 30-yard line, and he gets stopped right at the 31. And that's where Gene Struthers and his offense will begin their drive.
And you look at Struthers' numbers from last week, 25 of 29, 184 yards, no touchdowns, did throw the INT. And that might explain why we saw Struthers so eager to unleash that ball when he was on his own 1-yard line. He wanted to get that first touchdown pass of the season.
As they're in a 3 wide receiver set, two backs in the backfield. Short throw to Dwayne Darby, and Darby gets a 7-8 yard gain out of that. 2nd and 3 coming up for Annapolis.
And when you can get the ball to Darby like that and just get 7 yards right on first down, you do it. I don't care if you have to ignore Randy Squarebush a little bit. If you put him in a tough 2nd and 3 spot like this right here, and Rambo in the back in the game, and we could see Squarebush taking this, or we could see Struthers throwing it again.
Short handoff to Squarebush, and Squarebush get the first down and more, where he is stopped by number 57 of Albuquerque. First down for Annapolis.
Yeah, that's Diamond Gray once again, and that's a nice little battle that's been shaping back and forth. Gray getting the upper hand on Squarebush that time after Squarebush put him on his back on the other end of the field. We'll see what happens there as that rivalry develops.
First and 10 from the Arrow, 42. Handoff is a Squarebush. Squarebush goes to the left side, throws a man down, throws another man down, and gets a first down for Annapolis there, before he gets tossed there by Jax Nuke.
You saw who got that stiff arm, didn't you? That was that was his teammate, Dante Graham. Take a look at this right. Sit down, my friend. I'll see you at the game on Saturday, but you're not getting me right now. Tremendous first down. And then Jax Nuke has to step in and put Squarebush on his side.
Yeah, first and 10 Annapolis in Albuquerque territory at the 46. 7-50 and rolling here in this final week 2 game, 17-3. Annapolis currently on top of Albuquerque here. Handoff is to Squarebush. Squarebush gets a 2-yard gain, but he's stopped there by Gray.
Diamond Gray flying in to make that play. He knows he's got to stop Randy Squarebush if he wants to get his team back in this game. A little personal pride here on the line for Diamond Gray, making a nice tackle there to wrap up the two-way player.
Another full house on 2nd and 9 here. Another handoff to Squarebush. Squarebush getting another 3-yard gain there before he's stopped again by Diamond Gray.
And now this Albuquerque defense trying to step up here. Annapolis had Rambo, the fullback. They had a backup tight end in there. And they also pulled the guard, JT Bullard, to try and get Squarebush loose, and it did not happen. The Albuquerque defense held up, and now they forced a 3rd and long.
3rd and long here. 4 wide receiver halfback set here. Toss is made and catch is made by Orain Darby again. First down at Annapolis.
That Orain Darby just has a nice knack for getting loose. It helps when you get a gorgeous ball like that from Struthers. Fletcher probably giving him a little too much room on that side of the field. You know he's going to go to him on 3rd down. He's been going to him on 1st down and 2nd down. Why would 3rd down be any different?
As it is a single back set here for Annapolis. 1st and 10 of the Albuquerque 32. Handoff is to Squarebush. Squarebush gets nowhere to go. And that is Rambus on the tackle.
Yeah, Julian Rasmus, the eternal Albuquerque Atom, coming up with a big play there. And Squarebush, who's been getting a lot of volume, might be in a situation where he needs to come off the field and get a breather.
2nd and 10 from the Albuquerque 31. 6:03 to go here in the quarter. Handoff is to Rambo. It's to Squarebush again. He gets no, and he loses a yard that time. Gray on the tackle for loss.
Diamond Gray has the Rick meter pointing squarely at him right now, making another tackle for loss. And now 3rd and long. Probably not quite in field goal range. Caleb Richards has not kicked anything from this distance yet. We'll see what they do.
You're struggling on a throw, a long dart, and that is tipped away. Intended for De Niro there, and now it's 4th and 11. And Jackson Nuke with the tip.
I like the call, and it looked like they got the matchup that they wanted. You got one-on-one on Reggio De Niro. And it looked like Jax Nuke actually sniffed that out and realized that there wasn't going to be anybody on De Niro and flew in and made a great play. That probably saved a touchdown.
Yes, it's 4th and 11, and Annapolis is punting.
And this would be a 49-yard field goal, and they feel like that's out of the range of Caleb Richards. And you have a 14-point lead, so why get too crazy? You just punt it and try and nail him deep.
As they go for a coffin kick here. And it'll land at the Albuquerque 16-yard line, and That's where Charles Blanton and his offense will start this drive here, 1st and 10.
And that's a net punt of 16 yards. So that's why you don't do that. Because you're really not giving your defense anything extra except maybe a first down. I'm going to do that. Take a shot. Your offense is humming. You've got the best player on the field in Randy Squarebush. Take a shot on 4th down.
As Benton throws short to fellow Scott. Scott trying to find room, but he loses 4 yards.
And that's a nice shoulder check by Tyson Thorne. He did a great job at diagnosing that play. So a lot of times you will see coverage roll away from the screen pass, which is what the offense is trying to do. And a lot of times you don't get a defender into the vicinity before that ball carrier has 5 or 6 yards. But Tyson Thorne sniffed that out right away.
As it's 2nd and 14 from the Albuquerque 14. Long ball thrown, and it is tipped away. Looking for Edwards there. And that is...
It's Dale McLean.
Yeah,
McLean
on the coverage there.
And that's a tough ball by Blanton, thrown into double coverage there. Dale McLean was there. And there might have been Dominic Matz there as well. Nice job bracketing the receiver.
3rd and 14 from their own 14 here. Blanton gets the snap, throws it short, and he was looking for T.T. Crystal there, but he could not bring it in. 4th down.
And that is just a bummer for this Albuquerque offense. You got a chance to get something going. The punt works in your favor. You don't lose a lot of field position. And now you got to punt it right back. And now Annapolis. And this might have been part of their game plan all along, to just play the battle of field position. Special teams get a little dicey at this level, Justin. And sometimes you can take advantage if you just do a little bit of homework before the game.
As the punt is away to Avery the third. Avery the third gets it to midfield, and that's where Annapolis will start 1st and 10.
Now right at the 50-yard line. Best starting field position of the day for either team. And Struthers made quick work of that short field. A couple drives to go. Finding Lorraine Darby. Who's he going to find here?
1st and 10 from midfield. Handoff is to Squarebush. Squarebush runs to the right side. He's loose. He's loose, and he can go 30, 25, all the way down to the Albuquerque 23. 1st and 10, Annapolis.
And a great job by Annapolis getting a push here. And you see half of the Albuquerque Adams trying to tackle him at that point. But that play is almost dead to rights in the backfield. It was James Rambo that managed to get a good block to help free Squarebush. And he had to sidestep a couple of other defenders just to get to that point. But one play later, boom, 27 yards down the field. And Annapolis threatening again.
1st and 10, Struthers changing the play here. As they're in a three-wide receiver, one back set. He throws short to Avery the third, and Avery the third gets a good 5 yards out of that. 2nd and 5 coming up for Annapolis.
And Avery's got to learn that if you're going to be in the middle like that and you expect the ball, you cannot tiptoe around the defense. What you got? You've got to turn up field, and you got to turn up field in a hurry. And Avery not able to do that, was just running parallel to the goal line instead of trying to turn up field and get some more yards.
As the handoff is the Squarebush. Squarebush gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 3rd and 5 coming up for Annapolis.
And it's big stop. Julian Rasmus, coming up with that. Neil Rivers also getting some skin in on that tackle. And now big 3rd and long. This doesn't necessarily negate Squarebush, but he's got a lot of green in front of him if he's going to be able to move the chains here.
3rd and 6. Struthers looking to throw here. Goes short, and he throws into coverage, and that's incomplete. Big Rasmus there, putting the ball to the turf.
And that's another questionable throw by Struthers, especially with Squarebush was to his left, wide open, and there was not a single defender between Squarebush and the 1st down marker. He would have had a chance to go get it. And even if he didn't get it, that's still a smarter throw then putting it into double coverage right over the middle of the field.
So this should be about a 28-yard field goal for Caleb Richards as the kick is up. And it is good from 35 as Annapolis goes up 20-3.
And this is Annapolis's game right now, Justin. I don't know if you feel any differently, but I just feel like the way the offense is running, and Albuquerque's putting up a heck of a fight, don't get me wrong. But Annapolis making plays when they've had to. Rain Darby has been tremendous in this game. Reggio De Niro is emerging as a favorite target as well. And obviously Randy Squarebush had a lot to do with that drive.
Yeah, as the kick is away from Caleb Richards to Ed Williams, and Williams returns it to the 29-yard line for a first down for Albuquerque. And visit the SFL at simulationfl.net to links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions, plus features from our content team, including Swamp Talk, Power Rankings, and many more feature series. See all the league records, team stats, players, leaderboards, and rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and much more. Simulation.net, your home for everything SFL. As Struthers throws, and that is picked off. That is picked up. Gone once again. He already has a pick six, and this is his second pick of the day.
And again, Gone just reading the eyes of Trellis Blanton, and he is despondent right now. And you see, he's just playing deep half, sees a receiver coming over, and it's just not enough on the throw. Blanton had time. He had an opportunity to step into that throw, and he just couldn't do it. And Jerry D. Gond, who made some big plays at Fort Worth this past SFL season, makes a big one here.
Yeah, a big play there as it's 1st and 10 Annapolis. Pro set formation with 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. He gets a snap. He runs to the left side looking, finds De Niro, and he gets a no gain on that play as he was out of bounds.
Yeah, the timing disrupted there by the Albuquerque defense, and Struthers doing a nice job of getting out of the pocket, getting loose. And Reggio just didn't have enough room. It's as simple as that. Tried to come back, tried to improvise, and just lost his position on the field.
2nd and 10 from the Albuquerque 36-yard line. 2:40 to go in the quarter. Struthers changing the play here, and handoff to Squarebush. Squarebush goes to his left, and he is stopped behind the line. Loss of a yard in the play.
Neil Rivers and Cody Holland, joining forces on that tackle, and you can taste the urgency up here, Justin, from this Albuquerque defense. They know that they need to get a stop here.
As it's 3rd and 11, 3 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to your top of your screen, the shotgun formation. Struthers throwing, and it is caught by De Niro. First down and more for Annapolis.
That's just a tremendous catch, a gain of 25 for De Niro. And he is just having himself a game right now. And this is just a nice route. Struthers has time over the middle. And there's a lot of green grass there and a great route there by De Niro. And I am a little stunned that he was that wide open. To just pick apart that zone from Albuquerque at this point in the game is remarkable.
1st and 10 at the Albuquerque 11, under about on a minute 30 left in the game in the 3rd quarter as Squarebush gets the catch, but no gain there. That's Fletcher, and I believe that was Grimm on the tackle.
We've been talking about Darby and De Niro, but we've not talked about how Albuquerque has managed to corral Randy Squarebush so far in the second half. And he did bust a big run on that last drive, but he has not been getting those big 5, 6, 7-yard pops on 1st and 2nd down like he was in the first half. Albuquerque's defense is stepping up.
As the handoff, this is Squarebush. Squarebush gets a few yards, but gets stopped there.
And it would be huge for Albuquerque if they could hold the Navigators to a field goal here and make it a 20-point game. Still a lot of work for Trellis Blanton on the offense, but would potentially keep this game within reach.
40 seconds left in the quarter here. Shotgun formation for Struthers. Struthers throws it short. And incomplete. He was looking for a rain derby there. Looks like we're going to have another Caleb Richards field goal.
And once again, Gene Struthers in love with the lob over the line. Instead of looking for square bush on the outlet, or maybe trying another option. That is just such a dangerous throw. And yes, he did get a touchdown with it in the first half. But that's not the kind of caution you want to see from your quarterback, whether you have a 17-point lead or not.
Yes, Caleb Richards lines up for a field goal here, about 20 to 30 yards here. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it is good from 25. They're now up 23-3 in this game. As the SFL minor leagues is how the SFLm is how you the viewers can get involved in the action. Create a player today and get on the field to begin your professional football journey through our website at Simulationfl.net. The minor league season continues next Friday, but it's not too late. There are still 2 months to get your player ready for the next rookie draft in June. The SFL, where the viewers are the superstars. As Edwards gets a good return there to the Albuquerque 35-yard line.
Well, this is a nice return by Williams, and Albuquerque's going to need it here. Just over 11 minutes to play. You are down 3 scores if you're Charles Blanton. And your offense has shown brightly in spots. And you want to get Blue Scott the ball while you can, while the clock still allows it.
Handoff is Scott. Scott getting a whole bunch of yards first. He tries to get to the first down marker, but he's short by a yard, 2nd and 1.
And Blue Scott's, she's had a nice game. Second game out of the season. 21 carries for 79 yards last week. Did bust a big run in that game. And she's shown a lot of consistency so far against what has been a very stout Annapolis defense.
As that will wrap up the third quarter. Navigators 23 and Adams 3. Adams driving, where you are watching the SFLm on YouTube. As we are back in Annapolis, Maryland, APM Music is unrivaled music, bringing your stories to life, improving every production with the world's robust and constantly refreshed music collection. State-of-the-art technology and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and find the perfect track for your project, visit apmmusic.com. As Blue Scott there gets a first down and more for Albuquerque.
You know, the clock continues to run, and we saw Albuquerque go to the hurry up in the first half. They have that in their game plan. I'm really curious why they're not doing that now.
That's another handoff to Scott Blue. She's looking for room, but she gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage, loses a yard there. Man for the tackle for loss. Or Menor on the tackle for loss.
Yeah, this linebacking core of Marco Million and Rachel Menor, it's really turning out to be something special here for Annapolis. And these are players that this defense can hang their hat on. And they're just going to make the secondary that much better.
And another handoff to Scott here. Scott gets the yards that she lost, but it's now 3rd and 8 for Albuquerque.
And there's Jerry D. Gahn contributing, not just in the secondary, but also coming up to play the run. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's one of my favorite things to see. If you're in the secondary, you can play run defense. You can play on my team any day.
3rd and 8 from the shotgun formation. 4-wide shotgun formation here. And that is incomplete. Looking for Edward Brody on that play. 4th down coming up.
Marcus Brody got lost in his own museum on that play. Right in his hands. That is a nasty, nasty drop, especially on 3rd down. But you got to question the decision a little bit by Trellis Blanton to go to someone so deep on the depth chart instead of going to one of your more established players.
Yeah, so now Bennington on the punt. Avery back to return this punt. And it is away. Avery from his 10-yard line gets ball up there, and he's put down at the 14-yard line. And that'll be first where Gene Struthers will start this first drive here in the 4th quarter.
And this is the longest field that Gene Struthers has seen so far this evening, Justin. Number Zone 14, that is one series after seeing the shortest field of the night, starting on Albuquerque's 36. Quite a swing.
Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Toss play over to Brandon Squarebush. Squarebush runs, gets 9-yard gain there. Stopped there by Don Fletcher.
Yeah, he got the 9 yards, but he also stayed in bounds too, and that clock continues to run. There's been less than 9 minutes remaining by the time Annapolis runs another play. And I'm not saying they'll bleed 9 minutes on the clock on this drive, but they'll certainly put a dent in it.
Second and a yard here for Annapolis at the 23. Shotgun formation with 2 wide receivers. Top handoff to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for room, but he loses 2 yards there. And that is looked like Rambus and a whole bunch of friends there on the tackle for loss.
You know, the defense starting to fly to the ball here. Between the tackles does not seem to have worked in the second half, the way it has in the first half. The linebacker core of Rasmus is catching on.
As that pass is complete to Dorian Darby, and he goes for positive yardage, and all he could gain was close to the first down marker, but he's not there, 4th down.
And that's a bit of a stunner that he didn't get forward progress on that. But he came so far backward that you can't make the case that it was all from his inertia. I think he was trying to get a wider angle to turn up field. But Albuquerque flagged him down. And what should have been a first down is now turning into an Annapolis punt.
Ellis on the punt. Williams on the return here as the punt is away. Williams runs 40, and he's taken down at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Albuquerque Adams. As coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports continues this weekend with a pair of quarterfinal doubleheaders starting at 2:30 Eastern. You won't want to miss all the top teams this season defending their home turf, including title favorites Vancouver and Baltimore. Visit NLSE.com to find Next Level Sports in your area. As Blanton throws this one to TT Crystal on the left side, 1st down, yardage there as TT Crystal is inches short, 2nd and inches coming up.
And Gary DeGond on the play again. TT Crystal, knowing that if he wants to get his team back in this game, he's got to perform. But to do that, he's got to get the ball. Blaine gets him a nice ball there, and you see Crystal fighting for yardage. You would never know that this is a guy that's already made it to the SFL, the way that he hustled on that play.
2nd and inches here at Annapolis' 46-yard line, and Bodo Scott gets the 1st down as she plows her way through the Annapolis defense.
Yeah, and Albuquerque really just looking to get a fresh set of downs here. And at some point, you've got to take a shot down the field. And I know Bland's got a couple of picks already, and they're both from Jerry D. Gond. And you see Annapolis playing a bit of a cover 3. They're daring Blanton to throw the ball.
Blanton here on first down throws it, and that is caught by Odaby. Gets a 5-yard gain out of it. 2nd and 5 coming up for Albuquerque.
And Annapolis has taken away the deep ball, and they've taken away the sidelines. And so what's left? You got to throw the ball right in the middle of the field. And then watch the clock tick down. Albuquerque still not going back to the hurry up that they used in the first half.
As they go into an I formation, looks like Jack Straight. Handoff is a Scott. Scott finds the first, almost gets the 1st down, but she's inches short.
And I think this is 4-down territory no matter what at this point in the game. 6.5 minutes remaining. You trail by 3 scores. And whatever you do, this is an interesting formation here, Justin. Not a single wide receiver on the field here in 3rd and inches.
Yeah, another I formation. Jack Straight here. Handoff is a Scott. Scott. And she's almost, I think she lost the inches. It's 4th and a yard.
Rocco Rossi getting great penetration. And they had a slew of blockers, but none of them got to Rocco Rossi. And now 4th and ball game, basically, for Albuquerque.
In a full house formation here. One wide receiver to your bottom of your screen. Another handoff to Scott. She's trying to get the first down, and she does.
Well, Tyson Thorne just a little too late. She got it, but she did not get it by much. The blocking was set up very well by Albuquerque on that play, and it was just barely enough to get a fresh set of downs. But the time and the score, still significant factors here.
1st and 10 from the Annapolis 35. Blanton gets a snap. He pumps once, looks again, throws long, and it is incomplete. Commonly to the turf. And there is McLean there on the block.
Yeah, and Blanton looking for Adobe again, and I would have liked to see Blanton put that ball someplace where Adobe could have run under it and come up with it, instead of chucking it right down the field and expecting Adobe to dodge through 2 defenders to come up with that catch. I like the concept, and I think that's what they have to be doing right now. If you want to get back in this game, you got to get 3 scores, but you got to get 1 real quick.
I have formation with 2 wide receivers. Off handoff to Scott, and Scott trying to get some yards, but she can't. She is stopped there. 3rd and 10 for Annapolis, or for Albuquerque coming up.
Yeah, you look at this Albuquerque offensive line. They're adjusting their pads. They're kind of looking down on the ground. They are worn out. Rocco Rossi, Teddy Riley, and Dean Lear making them work.
As Blanton throws, he's trying to go to TT Crystal, but there was 2 black jerseys there as the ball falls harmlessly at the turf.
Now it was Icy Clark that got the deflection on that one. And Clark did not make the stat sheet last week. But comes up with a pass deflection there. Tremendous effort by Icy Clark to come through in a big spot.
An important 4th and 10 for Albuquerque on the Annapolis 35. 4:45 frozen on the clock here. As Blanton gets the snap, he looks, he throws, and it is caught by Adobe. And it's a 1st down and 10. And Albuquerque is going to the no-huddle offense here as Blanton gets the snap quickly again. Throws down the middle, and it is picked off. Picked off there by Tyson Thorne. He's been trying to get an interception all day, and he's got one here.
Yeah, and again, just a tough break for Albuquerque. That ball's tipped up into the air. Adobe had a chance to make a really difficult catch. Could not quite bring it in. And all it takes is an inch left or an inch right, bouncing off a forearm, a shoulder pad, a helmet. And that ball squirts way up in the air, and it's anybody's game. And tonight the game was Tyson Thorne's.
As Corey Bush gets the handoff for it's a 6-yard gain out of it. Look at Raymond Squarebush, 6.0 average, 131 yards today in this one.
And he has been outstanding. And this is the level of outstanding you expected from Randy Squarebush. Bringing all that experience back from Louisiana, all that development, and now coming back to the minor league system. It's like a man against boys.
As it's 2nd and 4 from the Annapolis 15. Toss hits to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for room. And no gain there. He gets walloped there by Don Fletcher.
Yeah, and Fletcher knows the game. You play till the clock reads 000. Doesn't matter what the score is. Don Fletcher knows that anything he puts on tape, no matter what time or what situation in the game it is, that's going to be digested by scouts across the SFL. And any chance you have to make a play, you do it.
As it's 3rd and 4 here at the Annapolis 14-yard line. Clock is just about 3:10 in it here. As the toss is to Squarebush. Squarebush looking for running room. He gets the 1st down and more, and a penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, a flag came from the other side of the field. We'll have to see what that was. But Squarebush showing he can be a closer. Yeah, there'll be a personal foul. Face mask.
And that is on Pierce.
The last thing Annapolis needed was a free 15 yards, but I'm sure they'll take it. And Jason Peace, number 51. Watch him right here. And I don't see a face mask there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was R52 saw it. Maybe we didn't. I don't know. But it's a first down and 10 for Annapolis anyway. Ball at the 37-yard line. And we're just about 4 minutes away. 4 minutes away here from 3. And Randy Squarebush gets the handoff. And he got good 4 yards there. 2nd and 6 for Annapolis.
Squarebush once again staying in bounds, allowing the clock to run. And I think Albuquerque not using timeouts here. They recognize the situation. And I still think this is a very talented Albuquerque team on both sides of the ball. They got a lot of talent, but it's early in the season. Things don't always come together the way that you hope. And Albuquerque ran into a very tough San Jose team last week. And this Annapolis team looks pretty good too.
Squarebush just a toss, gets a few yards there, gain of 2. And it'll be 3rd and 4.
And if you're Annapolis, you're looking like you're about to go 2-0. You only gave up 13 points to Madison. You did not let Albuquerque find the end zone at all. They're off to a great start.
As we hit the 2-minute warning here in Annapolis, Maryland, 23-3, Annapolis over Albuquerque. You're watching the SFL minor leagues on YouTube. Back in Annapolis, Maryland for the final 2 minutes. I am Justin Reeside, along with Josh Circle and Cameron Irvine is producing here. And Randy Squarebush is running gets the first down and more. And he's just fighting off tacklers there in timeout Albuquerque.
You know, they got Zane Beard, the backup halfback. The subs have come in. Randy Squarebush will take his 100-plus yards from scrimmage. Pop open an early Gatorade and call it a night.
Yeah,
and he does have a game this weekend, Justin. Let's not forget about that.
Yes, the backups are in I formation. And handoff is the Beard. Beard looking for a little bit of room. He finds it and gets a good gain of 3 before Albuquerque calls their second time out of the game, or the half.
You know, Justin, it's been fun to come back in the minor leagues, especially call a game with you and just see all of the future stars, the folks that are getting into this league. And with 4 expansion teams, there's a great chance we're going to see most, if not all, of these players on SFL rosters at the end of the season. And that's not even counting the players that have not joined the SFLm yet. There's still plenty of room for everybody.
Plenty of room for everybody as Beard loses a yard there, and Albuquerque takes their last time out of the game.
So, Justin, if you were to twist my arm and make me pick a player of the game right now, the easy choice would be Randy Squarebush. And just the way that he helped control the game, the way he helped this Annapolis offense take the fight right to Albuquerque. But I think Gene Struthers has played very well. He has made tremendous decisions, and he has done a nice job of extending the play.
Yeah, as the handoff once again is the Beard. Beard looking for the first down. He just gets stopped there. They're going to have, and Annapolis has to punt it. One more shot here for Albuquerque.
Yeah, and it's nice to see the backups get in there and get a little substitution time as well. You know, playing time matters. Stats matter. A lot of people that join this league love to see their players pull out some big stats, score touchdowns, get big yards, come up with wins. It's all very exciting. And the more people you get involved in that, Justin, it's even more exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. And Ellis punts it away to Williams here on trying to pin Albuquerque deep here. And they pretty much do here, stopping Williams at the 11-yard line for a last shot for Trillis Blanton and the offense.
Yeah, we will see some of these folks in action this weekend. Obviously, Dante Grimm and Randy Squarebush, both playing for Louisiana. They're facing Charleston on Sunday. And that game's going to be on Next Level Sports, if you know where to find that. Also, Lone Star hosting Sioux Falls. Tulsa, who's looked terrific. They're heading to Vancouver. That's going to be a showdown. And then London against Baltimore.
As that pass is intercepted.
Icy Clark.
And Icy Clark probably ices the game for this one.
There you go. It's just nice plays, in slot coverage. Looking for Crystal, and once again, not enough air on the ball. I think Annapolis' defensive front, they only got, I think, maybe a sack or two. And Dean Lear had one, but they have gotten some TFLs, and they've gotten some pressure that was a really big part of disrupting this Albuquerque passing game.
Yeah, as the kneel downs start to happen here, with 48 seconds and melting away, this one is pretty much a 2-0 start for Annapolis early in this one.
Yeah, congratulations to the Annapolis Navigators. Tremendous 2-0 start. And for Albuquerque, keep your heads up. You are a very talented team. You have a lot of football left to play this season. And you have a lot of career left ahead of you, too. Not just this season, but you get the draft coming up and everything happening after that. It's a long road, and this is just a little bump in it.
As that is the final kneel down, as the last 10 seconds will come off the clock. And Annapolis will get the victory 23-3 over Albuquerque. And your final thoughts, Josh, on this one?
Just a complete game from Annapolis. Great job getting pressure on the quarterback. Secondary obviously played very well. 3 interceptions. Gary D. Gone with 2 of those. Randy Squarebush, all that you could have hoped for, 143 yards rushing. You can see 351 yards of total offense, and they controlled time of possession as well. And really, when you have a player like Randy Squarebush, you could build the offense around him. What you don't always expect, though, is to get the contributions from everybody else. Red Joe De Niro played a tremendous game, and I thought Orain Darby came up with some huge catches on third down that kept a lot of those drives alive. Getting down the field was a huge part of what Annapolis did.
Yes,
that's just very impressive to see.
Yeah, very impressive to see this Annapolis squad go 2-0 early, and this Albuquerque squad, who was last year was Boise, start off 0-2, second season in a row to start 0-2.
You know what? 0-2 is not the end of the world. It's a generous playoff system. You can have a slow start, and you can rally. You can make up for it. Your margin for error significantly dwindles. And this is an experienced team, Justin. These are not a bunch of yokels off the rack. This is Trellis Blanton, who's played a couple seasons before. You've got two-way talent on both sides of the ball. They could still make a play for the postseason.
As Randy Squarebush is your player of the game, 25 attempts, 173 yards, and 37 receiving yards. So that will do it here from the capital of Maryland, Annapolis. I've been Justin Reeside, along with Josh Circle and our producer, Cameron Irvine. Y'all have a good night and enjoy the SFL playoffs this weekend.